So tired of this fucking computer. So fucking slow. Excellent connection. Yeah, we are live. And we'll share like we do. Okay. Launch virtual DJ. Let me get my stuff. Um, Really? I did that, didn't I? Stupid ignoramus.
Okay, here we go. Whoopsie daisy, whoopsie daisy,
What?
whoopsie
What?
daisy.
What?
No, I closed out VDJ. My bad.
Oh,
My bad. My bad. Quick out the VDJ in the middle of it. Damn. Dude. Kids in these technology, I tell you, damn it. I tell you, stop.
oh, my goodness.
It's too much. Too much to do. I need a production staff, and then after that, I need to get rid of them.
A producer.
Could you imagine?
Whoa.
It says a stop share. It says you want to share again. No, here we go. Boom. I know.
There we go.
There you go. Boom. Hey,
Are we all
everybody.
together now?
What's going on?
What is going on?
Headphones suck. Everything sucks.
Know what really sucks?
What?
A Dyson. I have one of those vacuums. They suck phenomenally.
I used to have a Dyson. It was a piece of crap. I got rid of it.
No. Still got it.
Some old cheap one.
Oh.
Don't take this ass whooping personally.
So what's going on? How are you, my friend?
Well, you know, if my voice is not up to par, it's because I still don't have a lot of strength back, but I'm getting there. I was going to start off without, all of the technical crap that goes on with doing this show, which is a pretty good pain in the ass, to be honest with you. Let me say public, yes. You guys can join us on the shenanigans on the YouTube as well. So I need to just tell everybody, hey, yeah, we're live on YouTube too.
Yes, check us out.
I always say no. CJ said it was porn deucer. Yeah, I like it. Porn deucer. That doesn't sound good though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go with that. I don't know. It was lower than the recommended rate. Oh, okay. Sorry for your recommended rate because we're broadcasting on another thing.
On another doohickey.
Another doohickey.
Live
over 99 WNRR, of course, as always. Thank you guys for joining us. There's only one way to start this conversation. We'll get into the what we were gonna do, but I just I don't know. I wasn't thinking about where to start, where we could start, except for this. And you know what? I am just totally like crap in the bed with the technical aspect of it. So screw it. News. Well. Those of you who I hope were in surviving hurricane, then tropical storm, then whatever it is, Debbie. I hope you guys are doing okay.
Has she done Dallas yet?
Has she what?
Has Debbie done Dallas yet?
She hasn't gone down by Dallas yet. No.
Okay.
She has not. She'll be staying on the eastern seaboard right now. So, but yes, what we need more rain. Like we haven't had enough. Like every day, it's another storm that passes through. Coming from your neck of the woods, actually. Always seems to be coming from your neck of the woods.
Well, it's brushing up from the shoreline and just crossing on up, and you know.
Is that behind you blocking your noble sign? Is that a copy of this actually?
Oh wait, yeah.
Is that a copy? Is that a vinyl copy of that? Nice.
Yes. It
That's
is. It's a
sweet.
vinyl copy.
Of Found All the Parts. And who we were talking about, ladies and gentlemen, your mama's all right, your daddy's all right. They just seem a little bit weird. What about the tune? The Dream Police. Da 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 da.
Oh yes.
Oh,
And
come
many
on.
more.
You know I had to, you know I was gonna go, you know I was gonna freaking go off and do Damone.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
want you
How
to
about the
want
tune?
me.
I want you to want me. Your mama's all right. Your daddy's all right. The Dream Police. Da 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 da. Straight out of Fast Times.
Oh yeah.
We are talking about our favorite band, period. Well, my favorite band. I don't know if it's still Kiss on your end.
Kiss. That's a whole other show, but I call Kiss now cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
I discovered them when I was young. I put way too much money into them. There's a warning label
Yeah.
as they grew older. So now I pretty much follow them knowing it's not really good for me, but also gives me something to complain about. It's like a hobby. But now that they allegedly retired, I'm like all done now. But I happen to still like Cheap Trick.
We both happen to still like Cheap Trick. You can see, ooh, my wonderful. This is about, it's got the nice cracks in it. But I'm going to say I got this pre-COVID. I'm going to say 2017. I got this one. It's a nice black too. My Cheap Trick shirt is just absolutely good. Boom. Loving it.
Yes, I thought about you last week because we Saturday we went to Great Adventure because when it's 90 degrees out, what better place to go than Great Adventure?
Especially when in the hottest of friggin' weather.
And I tell you, place was empty. There was waits, but not 2-hour waits, not 1-hour wait, but we're in the neck of the woods where the stage was. And I was like, oh wait, that's where bands used to play and cool stuff. And I'd always remembered the story you told me that you went and saw them there, and someone shouted, "Play Up the Creek," and like Rick's like, "Huh? Who wants to hear that? Why?" So
yeah, someone actually shouted "Next position, please," and he actually tried to figure it out on stage. But when you're dealing with 90-degree weather, it's so good and often to keep yourself nice, cool, and refreshed. Hydrated with anything to fill up your, what's the format? WTF official radio show mug.
make everything taste so much better.
It does.
And it goes down so much easier.
And to give some love out to the two mugs that were won a couple weeks ago, gotten word that they went out in the mail. They're done out of production. So those of our friends that are in the Great White North, please keep an eye out. You know how they love to take time shipping up to you guys. So hopefully you guys will get this soon and you guys can enjoy your nice warm and or frosty beverage. I can't suppose there might be frosty beverages in a mug up there, but I know there'd be warm beverages up there in a mug.
Oh yes, definitely.
Absolutely. So we are talking about Cheap Trick tonight. This band is, for me, the last no bullshit, straight up the gut, straight up rock and roll, 3-chord, whatever you want to call it, band out there. All live, all the time, never a backing track. Listen to what I just said. Never a backing track. They've never used a backing track in any live performance. It's always been Robin and Rick doing the
vocals
and the harmonies. So let's put it on there and let's give them a little, you know what? How about a little WTF clap? I think that's where, because in this day and age, in the day and age of the 80s, okay? I mean, let's face it, everybody was doing it. And even David Lee Roth outed everybody in 86 when he told it, oh, everybody, I know everybody I know the man. I talked to the guy who programs everybody's backing tracks. I'm gonna tell you right now, so he would do his shtick, and he told somebody in the UK, this is actually it was Canada. I think it was a C2 or something like that, television or whatever Canadian MTV was at the time. This is what they did. And even in the 80s, when it was starting to become prevalent, when all the background vocals that you heard in the choruses and everything like that, we knew it when Trickster was doing it in the clubs. So we knew that it was prevalent. Cheap Trick never had a background track. Never played to tracks.
No. They just walked up, grabbed their stuff, put on a good show.
And just kicked ass. That's why they call themselves, every time they walk out on stage, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome the best fucking rock band in the world, Cheap Trick. Because they are a rock and roll band. And
they're still here.
It's not a show. They're still here.
And they're still putting out new music.
And they're writing, and the guts, the absolute audacity of a band that's been around for almost 50 years. The audacity, the freaking gall, I'm going to say.
Gall.
I'm going to go back to my grandfather. The gall that this band is still putting out original freaking music.
Yes.
And it's still being consumed. And not this record, the record before the Summers. I started buying on digital. So all my tracks for the last few albums were digital.
But yeah, it was the Summer one, and then
here comes this. Yeah, Summer Looks Good on You. That album. Okay. I'll find. I'll just look it up right here. I got it. Might as well just.
And then Bang Zoom Zip Now.
Bang Zoom Wow Hello or something shit like that.
And then We're All Right.
That's it. We're all right.
Still solid albums.
Yes, I got We're All Right. The Deluxe Addiction. Well, yeah, at this point you can call it addiction. Dude, my Cheap Trick. I'm looking at my digital. My Cheap Trick digital is just ridiculous. My 30th anniversary Budokan's on here. 1997 self-titled is on here as well. The collection is on here. The greatest hits is on here. The In Color, The Lap of Luxury. Rockford. We forgot Rockford.
Oh, got Rockford.
You got Rockford?
Yeah.
You got it on disc.
Got it on disc. You got to get it on disc.
Got to get it on disc. Rockford. Okay.
And we got the Cheap Trick.
Rockford.
With the 5-neck.
Yep, that's what I got. 1997. That was put out.
Just picked up a special one.
Special one, exactly. You just recently picked that one up. So,
and of course, Woke Up with a Monster.
Absolutely.
Where they opted against their usual logo.
Yeah, which I do believe that was kind of insane. I did not agree with that.
And the track they used to release the album, they Woke Up with a Monster. That did not make me want to buy the album.
Exactly. So I'm going to ask you, and I don't think we've ever had this conversation, believe it or not. Of all the years we've known each other, bro, the years we've known, I've never, how did you get into Cheap Trick?
Yeah, I was 15. Made a new friend, John Seidman. Loved Cheap Trick. Loved Cheap Trick. Saw them. It was, what was it? 84, 85, I met him.
Mm-hmm.
He saw him a couple times, had a Cheap Trick shirt. He wore that thing friggin' once a week. Back then we had the boombox, and it's all he'd listen to was Cheap Trick. And he's like, dude, you got to listen to Cheap Trick. And I'm like, okay. And then MTV came out, and it's like, oh my God, it was If You Want My Love.
Mm-hmm.
And then they played the older stuff because they didn't have all these videos. And again, I was still had my blinders on, and I'm like, well, they're good, but where's the 10-minute drum solo? Where's the 100,000-year drum solo? Where's their stage show? Is this all they do is just stand there and play? Oh, I mean, the music's all right, but it's no Destroyer. It's no, but listened more and more, and I said, yeah, no, this shit is really, really good. The first album I ever bought was One on One at the flea market. We went to a flea market, and he bought it as soon as it came out, and I said, okay, I need that album too now. So I bought it and played it because She's Tight was a great song.
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
She's Tight and If You Want My Love. I can never get tired of If You Want My Love. And it just kind of grew from there, where I just from there as the albums progressed, got them. And then in Union, we split up. He went to high school. I still stayed in junior high. And then things kind of parted. And then I kind of veered away from Cheap Trick until I guess the 90s.
Mm.
I realized, how good they were again. I was like, yeah, I got to get back into these guys. So once again, just started looking for stuff and buying and collecting. And then I saw them at the Birch Hill. And then just from there, just, okay, they got a new album out. All right, let's give it a listen. Let's go buy it. Okay, do I have this? Oh, no, I need that one now. And it just went from there. And then and realized they are a solid band. I mean, not every album is great, and not every album is just a perfect album, and not every album is, you're like, oh, there's not a bad song here for me. But they're just consistent. They put out music, and you enjoy it. You listen to it all week. I've been doing nothing but listening to Cheap Trick, and like, yeah, this is not a bad album. It's consistent. It's good. They
Mm-hmm.
every as I call it, every band's got their love beach, and the old people might know what I'm talking about there. But they have that one record where they're like, yeah.
Well, I submit to you. That, and of course, this is a biased answer, but I submit to you that the first four, you can't count Budokan Console Live record, but the first four studio albums are perfect records.
Yes.
First four. We all know the first one. I will give you Heaven Tonight. And as I sit here, I was a cassette collector. So of course we've got In Color here.
Right. No, In Color.
In Color. And we've got Heaven Tonight here. I'm going to go In Color first. Hello there, Big Eyes, Downed, I Want You to Want Me, You're All Talk, Oh Caroline, Clock Strikes 10, Southern Girls, Come On, So Good to See You. Hello.
Yeah, no, that album.
Okay.
I talked about it in the past. That's a great album.
Okay. So I'll go Heaven Tonight. Surrender, On Top of the World. This to me is maybe the perfect Cheap Trick record. Surrender, On Top of the World, California Man, High Roller, one of my favorite. How Are You? Eau Claire, Auf Wiedersehen, Taking Me Back, On the Radio, Heaven Tonight, Stiff Competition, another one of my dark faves. Pretty much one of the best records I ever heard. I have to get that on vinyl because I do want to play it on vinyl. And then I'll give you the fourth record. This is the first Cheap record I ever bought, and probably I think maybe the third record I ever bought, period. And it was the song that got me was Dream Police. I wasn't a fan of I Want You to Want Me. I thought it was too candy ass. I'll be honest with you. Give me God of freaking Thunder, man. Give me God of Thunder. I want you to want me. So I wasn't a fan.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
They played the hell out of the live version.
I hated that song. But then I was just like, okay, here's a new song from Cheap Trick. Blah, blah, da, 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 da. I was like, what's this? Oh, it's Dream Police.
Yeah.
Upon further inspection of the album, I decided to say, oh, look, it's pretty cool. They're all dressed up in white cop outfits. I don't know what that's about, but then, it folds out.
Yes.
Wonderful gatefold of them. So I think, okay, we're getting pretty creative. Put the album on, and pretty much I love perfect album sides, and to me, side one is one of them. They talk about Rush, Tom Sawyer, YYZ, Red Barchetta, YYZ, Limelight. I give you Dream Police, Way of the World, This House is Rocking, and Gonna Raise Hell. And Gonna Raise Hell is kind of like Pat Benatar's Hell is for Children. That's the way I look at it. Dark, long, maybe a little too long. maybe Rick with a little too long of a solo on that one. But after that, I went back and I did order Budokan. This is the original copy from, obviously from 76, but I actually got this, and that's the original copy right there. So
See, I never got into Budokan because when it came out, I was really young. And again, don't tell me what I have to like. And they just played the hell out of it. And everywhere you turned, everybody had that album.
And booklets.
Oh,
with the booklets inside of Budokan.
very nice. A nice complete record.
So
I heard Budokan. I was in fifth grade. Hung out. Steve Koretsky, someone I went to school with, and of course, like most kids, you had that cool older brother who had the cool record out. Had the cool taste.
Old stoner cousin.
No, his brother wasn't like that, but like had a record collection. He's like, you got to listen to this song, and he played the intro to Surrender, and I go, oh, so this is Cheap Trick. Okay, cool. Not Kiss, but okay, cool. I'll listen to it. I won't be rude. But I never had the desire to buy Budokan. Never. I got a complete Budokan. I got the 1 and 2 together.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm not a fan of side B, which everyone knows. Ain't That a Shame? I Want You to Want Me, Surrender, Clock Strikes 10, Good Night, right? But the first side, Hello There, Come On, Look Out, Big Eyes, and Need Your Love. Some of those deeper cuts that made that. But it wasn't. The thing is that with Budokan, this could have been even a bigger record if they would have put the stuff that they had on Budokan 2.
Right. If they would have just made it a double.
Came out and just made it a double and put the Budokan 2 on. I mean, that would have been it. Here we go. Budokan 2. Which
I want to know how come no one dressed up in Halloween as a Dream Police.
I want to hear Auf Wiedersehen live. They still play it live. Why wasn't that on Budokan 1?
It was.
It's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One song, I believe one song off of Heaven Tonight, Surrender.
Well, that was the song.
Yeah, but it's
that song was in every freaking movie.
Right, but it's one song. Da 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 da. So your mama's all right, your daddy's all right.
And wait, which band did they mention in that song? Mom and Dad rolling numbers.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Got my Kiss records out, so I'm like, okay, they mentioned Kiss. Got to give them a listen now. But what did it with Surrender?
Different now. They say something right. I think they say that, and it's funny. He used to actually chuck a pick late, and Rick used to chuck every concert. So we'll get into the concerts. But Rick used to, when that happened, he would hold up, play the chord, and at the same time he would strum it with the album. It would be Dressed to Kill with Cheap Trick picks all around. Right. He would chuck it out into the audience, and that thing, was destroyed. Three people caught those each time. But my first show, it was, I'm gonna say,
okay, dude.
Yeah, no. I think I'm trying to think. This is it was the Next Position Please tour. It was this one right here.
Yes.
This was the first time I saw them live, Great Adventure. Ironically, this was the second time I saw them live, which was the next year, the one-on-one tour.
One-on-one came first.
One-on-one came first. I have a reverse then. So I saw the one-on-one tour. Then I saw this tour at Great Adventure, and then came just a slur of opening dates. After I saw those two, and I was, up close, and John Brandt's on bass, right? So
Yes.
it's not the original lineup, but the songs are good. They've got the songs from the past. You say that there's 8 albums deep right now, 7 albums deep. They're playing. They got a whole set of whatever the hell you want to hear. It was amazing.
Yeah, they got it.
So it's just every song you ever in the pouring rain playing for 2 hours to a packed arena in Great Adventure. Is that still there?
It's
you go there?
it's still there.
Great Arena still. That has so many. They can't tear that down. That has so many friggin' memories. The great arena and Great Adventure. They can't tear it down. They can never tear it down.
No, they got rid of the big teepee, but the stage is still there.
Okay, the stage is still. That place holds so many great rock and roll memories.
Well, my first show
many.
wasn't a live show, but again, my buddy John, remember when MTV used to play music? Those music videos all the time?
Exactly.
And then I think it was Friday or Saturday night, they had a concert. It was like instead of like the Friday night movie, they'd have like the Friday night concert, and they would show some concert. And one night it was Cheap Trick. It was right after All Shook Up. It was the All Shook Up tour. And they played it on MTV. My buddy John's like, dude, you got to watch this concert. So we went to my house and we stayed up and watched it. And who was on bass on the All Shook Up tour?
Well, Tom left for the tour. Pete, something I forgot his last.
Peter Comita.
Yeah, Peter Comita.
And he was on bass.
And I'll tell you something. He rocked it.
Oh yeah.
Seen that concert. He rocked it. But let's take a look at, because this is, there you go. For everyone knows, there's the All Shook Up cover right there, which was the follow-up to Dream Police and all, because we're expecting bigger things, and we didn't get that. We got a great track in 2 great tracks in Stop This Game and Just Got Back, which Just Got Back is like in every Adam Sandler movie now. But Can't Stop But I'm Gonna Try, World's Greatest Lover, Not a High Priest of Rhythmic Noise, Love Comes Tumbling Down, I Love You Honey But I Hate Your Friends.
That's many a wedding song right there.
Right. Go for the Throat and Who the King. This, except for maybe 3 tracks, was such a disappointment. And on top of it, the fact that they worked with George Martin on this record, the iconic, the man, the 5th Beatle, George Martin.
Yeah, this one, I was listening to this one today, and I mean, yeah, the first 3 tracks are great, and then
Falls Off the Cliff.
I kind of liked High Priest of Rhythmic Noise and Go for the Throat. I like that song. Not saying the whole album is great, but it didn't save the album. But and then I got a kick out of Who the King. That's like a throwaway track. That's like, okay, we need one more. What do we need?
Yeah.
And that appeared on the Silver album. They did it live somewhere.
Oh, my apologies.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I have my, you know what it is? It's the glasses. I need.
You need new batteries in your glasses?
I need new batteries in my glasses, actually.
Uh-oh.
Because I can't see.
What can't we see?
Okay, yep, I can see that one. Hold on. I can see that one. Yep, it was the 1-on-1 just to go for, and then it was Next Position Please, as I said before. And then the very next year they came back on this tour when I saw them again, the Standing on the Edge tour.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is when they were popping out videos left and right.
That was the MTV time.
Yeah, we call it the John Brandt years, which for me didn't suck. They weren't. These, to me, these albums, dude, for me, I want to get your thoughts, but for me, these were kind of like written for singles. There wasn't like complete, I don't believe there was a complete thought process in the album aspect of it, like there was with the first 4 records.
Well, like I said, after 1-on-1, John bought them as they came out. And Next Position Please, that's a Utopia album. That, because Todd Rundgren produced that. So that's got the whole album's got a Todd feel to it.
It has a very, it's very light. in its delivery.
Yeah,
It's not as heavy as the first four.
I mean, it's got songs on it I like.
Yeah.
I mean, one song I love is oh, damn it. Invaders of the Heart.
Good track.
Nice little song that they have fun with.
Good track.
Yeah, and at the end they keep going and going and going with the drums.
But I mean, you look at it, you got, obviously the hit "I Can't Take It." Next Position Please, a great song on the record, title cut. You Talk Too Much maybe can be put in there as a. The rest of I did not find that there was the meat on the bone, so to speak, as like I said, it has to measure up to me of the first four records.
Yeah, no, it like I said, it was all right.
It's more meat on the bone.
It was still a Todd record. It was still a Todd. It just parts of it, like Heaven's Falling, should be on a Todd Rundgren album somewhere. And I'm sorry, I like that. I like that track. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you listen to it the first couple of times, you're like, yeah, okay. And if you got it on disc, you're like, yeah, I don't need to hear this. Yeah, I don't need to hear this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
See, well, when you have something like this and you're old school like me, you have to go through it. I mean, yeah, you can sit there, but you hear that.
Yeah, but you gotta get the upgraded system where it'll stop on,
But I can tell you,
fast forward, and
after I put the double cassette Denon deck in that I picked up about 7 months ago, playing these puppies again. Oh man, sounds so good. Has that classic feel to it. What the way a record's supposed to sound like. So it's really cool. Pretty soon, well, I have to digitize these or just F it and just get the albums anyway, because I don't know where I'm going to fit them all. But because, obviously these tapes are going to start to break in due time. That's the one.
Well, that's what speaking of John Brandt, after he left Cheap Trick, he went to Siren. Of course, this is the first copy, because then they became Red Siren. They were the originals, but then someone had the originals and they became the new originals. So we have Siren, and this one, again, not a bad album. The one hit was All Is Forgiven. So I took this and I converted it to CD, the old-fashioned way. Took a little time, but I got it on disc now. But
So then we get to, and I believe that this is true, our closet favorite Cheap Trick record.
Oh, wait. I thought we'd be talking about this for a solid 2 hours, but
for me, my closet favorite, my
feeling a little sick.
My guilty pleasure. Oh, you found it.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
I got it.
Well done.
And it was at the nice price.
There you go. This is what they call true love right here when you're talking about a band. When you buy The Doctor from Cheap Trick, which most people just didn't get. I love this record. I do. It's kind of like a Kiss fan loving Unmasked.
Hey, Unmasked. All but one song is good on Unmasked.
This is our closet. This is our guilty pleasure closet favorite Cheap Trick record. They could play this whole record at a concert and we would be heavily. I saw this tour and it was pretty amazing. I
don't know. There's one track I can do without.
Todd. No, that wasn't. I'll tell you what happened.
Oh.
This is still with John Brandt. John Brandt's last album.
Yes.
And right. This was 1987, I believe. 86, 87. Produced by Todd Platt. It's Up to You, Rear View Mirror Romance, The Doctor, Are You Lonely Tonight, Name of the Game, and then really one of the best sides, Kiss Me Red, Take Me to the Top, Good Girls Go to Heaven, Bad Girls Go Everywhere, Man, You Lip You Later.
Man, You Lip You Later. Yeah, I can't handle that.
My brain is all done. I shouldn't take that Percocet.
Still not a good tune. And then It's Only Love.
And then It's Only Love.
Historical music video. It was the first music video to have somebody actually do the sign language for the entire song.
And so there you go, the Doctor. We love the Doctor, Cheap Trick. We love the Doctor. Please bring back some of those songs, even though that you can't sing them.
And yeah,
we'll talk about the band now in its incarnation, because you know what, you have to give credit where credit's due, but you also have to call the band out when it's like you're pushing an envelope that you should not be pushed.
and You Take Me to the Top is a great ballad.
Great ballad.
Come
Love
on.
Take Me to the Top. So these concurrent tours, all four, Great Adventure, and opening up for a bunch of, then all of a sudden Tom Peterson comes back into the band.
And where was Tom Peterson beforehand?
Well, he had his own solo records.
He had Tom Peterson in another language.
In another language, right?
He put out this album with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is the current wife I guess it's his current wife, still his wife.
I
don't know.
Not quite sure.
We don't give a crap about anybody's personal bullshit.
Actually, he's all right, Tom Peterson.
No, and we know why.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that, because that's just as important.
Oh yeah.
And so we'll get into the Hall of Fame speech as well, because we're here to cover it. We're not going to do everything. We're trying to do this in short order.
This one,
and
I got it. I think I tried. I think I made a copy and gave it to you. I don't know.
Dude, it's the one guy in the band that sounded like Dylan. I've been around the world. I've seen a million girls. Come on.
Yeah.
That I know what I want.
Well, then that also. Because I bought that.
Tom.
I bought this as well.
I love that. Sex American Cheap Trick, because that's the way it should be.
And he does the song The Taxman on this, that 9-minute.
Taxman. You know what?
No, it's Pay the Taxman or something, but it's a live track.
I don't want to go out and get these vinyls now. She's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me.
All of them. Okay.
All of them.
But as a matter of fact, whatever year this came out, what year did this come out? I didn't do my homework on this one. But when I saw them at the Birch Hill, this is what they were promoting. So I bought this, and then because they, do we want to jump on soundtracks yet, or we're going to?
No, because we will get to that. We'll get to that.
All right.
Because, you know what? Let's hit that now, because this is a turning point for the band, right? And this is your life. We're rating and we're talking about all of these different, and you might know this stuff and you might agree with this. If you don't, that's fine. I want to hear your thoughts. We've got some really cool stuff. I'm going to show you in a few when it regards to meeting them, autographs, talking to them, because that's really, really cool. And everyone's in talking with you guys. So I'm glad you guys are liking the conversation, because it really is so much of it a misunderstood band. And I'll make this statement and we'll get into the soundtracks, because to me, they are the band equal to Kenny Loggins. Kenny Loggins is everywhere. You have a soundtrack, they're everywhere. But Cheap Trick's got them beat. And I know you have a list, and I have a couple cool things to show you too.
I had a list of all the original music that they wrote for soundtracks, not every album, every movie that took.
I want to see if we can go album by album and pick all these movies out.
Original or just songs that they're on? Because again, Over the Edge, half of it was Cheap Trick. And not for nothing, Kenny Loggins wasn't on heavy metal. So Donald Fagen was on heavy metal. Kenny Loggins wasn't. Stevie Nicks was on heavy metal. Kenny Loggins wasn't. So Cheap Trick's got the Cheap Trick's got the leg up on Kenny Loggins.
Were they in Over the Top?
Robin Zander was.
Xander. So he's had, and of course, right. And then you've got Xander was part with in Tequila Sunrise with Ann Wilson.
Right. Robin Zander did In This Country.
Mm-hmm.
A nice little ditty that you can
Right.
hum to.
So do we count Robin Zander as Cheap Trick doing a soundtrack?
He's part of it's all one
I
group.
think
It's all one
so.
tribe.
I think so. I think we could do that. Yeah, absolutely. So you've got Danger Zone, right? You've got, my God, you got Up the Creek, Danger Zone.
They didn't do Danger Zone. They
No,
did
I mean,
they did Mighty Wings.
Mighty Wings
Dude.
on Top Gun,
Yes.
right?
They also did Spring Break.
And Spring Break. Gotta need a break. Need a spring break. When.
Yes.
What else?
Hold on. You got Spring Break. You got
You have that soundtrack?
Spring Break? No. But
That's easy to get.
it never made an album. It made a soundtrack, so I guess you can call it an original. They were the big song in the movie Roadie with Meatloaf and Kiki Hunter and Norton from the Honeymoons. Oh my God, Art Carney.
Hmm.
The whole movie was based they used Everything Works If You Let It on the movie Roadie.
There you go.
And because Everything Works If You Let It didn't make an album, but it was the bonus 45 when you got the original Found All the Parts.
Nice.
So technically that's an original tune.
Okay. You want it? Remember, you want it?
That was from Say Anything.
Say
They
anything.
want to buy anything, sell anything, or process anything.
How about this? Mandicello was in Friday Night Lights.
Oh,
Your song, Wherever Would I Be, was in Look Who's Talking To.
from the Busted soundtrack.
The Flame was in the Goldbergs.
Oh, the flames everywhere.
We've got Reach Out, Stiff Competition.
Wait a minute. You got you skipped over Reach Out was on what album? What album? It was Heavy Metal. Reach Out and I Must Be Dreaming. I'm looking on this. I don't see Kenny Loggins on this. Stevie Nicks, Sammy Hagar.
Oh,
I see Devo.
You mean this original pressing and promotional
You got the promo copy.
promo copy of Heavy Metal, the soundtrack
Yeah. Original pressing.
from way back when?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. So I mean, all of these different movies was like ridiculous. A lot of them on Sound City. Joe Dirt, If You Want My Love was in Super, was in Joe Dirt. Voices was in How I Met Your Mother. Just Got Back was in Grown Ups.
I love that they use that song.
So did I. I Want You to Want Me was in, I mean, how many? Outer Banks, High Fidelity, The Boss, Everybody Wants Some, Superstore, Shameless, One Tree Hill, Scrubs. Let me see, Surrender, Mixtape, Guardians of the Galaxy, Training Day, Pixels, Superstore, Sound City, New Girl, Orphan, Supernatural, Daddy Daycare, One Tree Hill, Scrubs, South Park. And of course the aforementioned there's a Cheap Trick song on, what do you call it, on Fast Times, isn't there?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think
Surrender was in Pixels with Adam Sandler.
think that there is track listing for Fast Times at Ridgemont High soundtrack. So while that's doing it, you go, you know, it gave me fat track listing. Let me see. I could have sworn I saw Cheap Trick. Could have sworn I saw them, but no.
No.
No, it must be those cool checkered vans that I really got me. That was like,
that and the mention of Cheap Trick in it.
So as we get to the part right now where Tom comes back into the band.
We're not done with soundtracks.
Oh, we're not done with soundtracks? I thought we were.
Because they were on a soundtrack that was never released. And it was a sin. And
we'll roll it. What are you doing?
It's you can only get it from the box set where they were in Rock and Rule, where they the song I Hate You, Home Sweet Home, and they had another song, but Robin Zander did a duet with Debbie Harry. That was a whole whole focal point of the movie was they were looking for the perfect sound to bring up some beast and everything. But if you haven't seen Rock and Rule, by all means, check that movie out. It has an excellent, excellent soundtrack. And the main character, yeah, it's pretty much Cheap Trick when he sings. And the female lead when she sings is Debbie Harry, and at the end they do a duet. And of course, then that defeats evil and so forth. But it was a soundtrack, unfortunately, never came to fruition, never came out. And the only way you can get those tracks, you can't even get the duet with Debbie Harry anywhere legitimately. You go over YouTube, you can find a decent copy, but nothing legitimate. But the box set will have the tracks from Born to Raise Hell. That's the song. Born to Raise Hell and Home Sweet Home. And then, a third one. I can hear it, but I can't remember it. But definitely. It was one of the reasons why I bought the box set. But it's a shame. And look for the movie.
No
Great movie.
No pun intended. You saying it ain't that a shame? Can we move on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we get to the comeback record. Well, if you can call it a comeback record, but it really did put him back on the national map and so on and so forth. With, of course, the aforementioned Lap of Luxury.
Yes.
Obviously, the album that contained The Flame. I have to say, I wasn't a huge fan of the record. Let Go, No Mercy, The Flame, of course. Never Had a Lot to Lose is a great song. Love that song. I don't like Don't Be Cruel.
I like covers. I like covers to that one. I kind of like and what they did to it, the little twist. Not a great cover, not a bad cover. I listen to it.
For me, there's one person you just don't cover. You don't cover Elvis.
Oh,
because it's impossible to cover Elvis.
yeah.
And it's totally like, I get them doing that. Ain't that a shame? It's got a rhythm and blues vibe. They completely changed it. But all they did was a pop version of that pop song. And to me, it wasn't enough departure. It wasn't enough them. Real Cheap Trick, the way that Cheap Trick would do it. I think that it was more or less, hey, let's redo this song. Hey, don't.
Well, they kind of took Cheap Trick and kind of took L. That's how I look at it. They kind of took the two.
I don't way overproduced for them.
Don't necessarily think it's horrible, but it's one of the preferred song on the album. Let me tell you, I haven't. Once again, society told you, new Cheap Trick, you need to listen to it. Here, let's play The Flame every 15 minutes on the radio.
I do like Wrong Side of Love. Love, All We Need Is a Dream. Hidden gem on that album. Ghost Town's pretty good. Another, again, it's not the Cheap Trick style. It's not like a Voices and all wound up. I submit to you 4 decent songs, one really amazing song. Obviously, The Flame is a good song. Can't deny that, but I don't even think that was penned by them, to be honest with you. I think it was penned by somebody else. But the comeback record, and then we get to what we call, for me, question marks, because I don't, I like the John Brandt records more than I like the albums that came after Lap. I couldn't get into Busted. Nobody did. It was way overproduced. Didn't even sound like them. Albeit with respect to the one song that is very important to you. It's you and Eddie's song. So the rest of it, I'm not. You got that, and let's go over the list. You got that. Woke Up with a Monster came next, I believe. Correct?
Yeah.
And then what do we got next after that? I thought you had all these records.
No, I got them on disc. I think it was Monster, then Rockford.
Let me see.
Ouch.
Let me see. The ones that came after were the latest. I won't go in chronological order.
Oh yeah, that's right. The latest. I haven't.
The latest, which I don't know what that was about. Special One.
The latest.
Bang, Zoom, Crazy, Hello. Busted, which to me is what started happening. Rockford from 2006.
Rockford wasn't a bad album.
Um, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I think the best thing that they put out in that time was the greatest hits package and a really damn good rendition of Magical Mystery Tour. That really woke me up. I was like, yeah. That came afterwards, right? The greatest hits came after Lap of Luxury, I guess, to capitalize on their old hits, to say,
Right.
hey, the Flame guys, guess what else we did? And
Right.
oh, those are those guys. And all of a sudden it blew up all over again. So this is the time when they started touring with everybody. And I mean everybody. I mean, as I call this band, the eternal opening act, and not for the sake, and I don't know why this is, excuse me, but they are the eternal opening act. And I hated that. I hated the fact that, I mean, they logged more miles than anybody. They hooked up with 3-4 different tours per year that went a year and a half. These guys put on so much mileage. Just I don't fault Robin for his voice finally giving out after so long, because the dude was on tour all the time. That's all he did. He logged the miles, and I never understood why, even when they were at the peak of their popularity, let's call it Dream Police. That was the peak of the popularity. Budokan up to Dream Police, everyone's got, oh boy. You know, they're the American Beatles, as Japan called them. But they never got to that pinnacle where they're an arena band. They never got to it. They could fill an auditorium, no problem. 7,000 seater, no problem. Cheap Trick as an arena band, it never sold. I couldn't understand why. Every time that they do play, and they're the first ones of 3 on what's going on here, and they're the first ones of 3 on the bill, the place is already packed for them. So if you're going to go and see them, you know who they are, why aren't you seeing them again? You know, if it was an arena band, I just never understood why it never happened for them. What they don't put on a big show. It's a rock and roll band, you know. AC/DC doesn't put on a big show. Everybody stands still, and Angus runs up and down the stage. But they're big, and it's the same kind of vibe. You know, the Who never ran around the stage. They stood there.
John Entwistle.
You know,
Entwistle was a crazy man on stage. He went nuts.
He didn't run around. He didn't run around.
He stood there, man.
He stood there. So it wasn't about the fact that it was a performance. I mean, Robin's a great performer. He knows how to work a back and forth stage, so he could do that. He's a great front man. It's a crooner, smooth style, so to speak, but he could work a room. I always think, what was the reason? Was the fact that it Rick in the hat? Was it Bunny and the mustache and the bald head? I don't understand.
Bunny on the drums was great.
Yeah,
he just sat there. He kept time and
kept having those cheeseburgers before midnight. You know, if you watch the video for Dream Police, you know
yes,
what I'm talking about. I'll never have another cheeseburger before bed. But that's what I never got. The eternal opening act. And here's the thing too.
Here's the capper.
Here's the capper. A band that was an opening act per se, but yet gets into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not that I put a lot of credence on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Not going there. Not gonna go there.
Yeah. Let's walk over that rabbit hole.
That's a joke. That's a joke. And you've been there, and you said it's a joke.
Yeah.
Tourist trap. I wish these musicians didn't take it so seriously.
It's interesting you say that, because I was on this thing. I don't know if you're aware of it, called Facebook. If you're not, check it out. It's pretty cool. And a couple of friends went and saw Cheap Trick just play recently, and they just saw Cheap Trick, did a great show, blah blah. And I remember you always saying that. I'm like, and so I made a comment. I'm like, I don't understand, why are these people not headlining? They're a solid act. I got a response, and apparently I'm going to have to do our homework somewhere on the internet, that Rick doesn't mind it. He'd prefer to be the opening act. He
Yeah,
gets paid.
He's in bed by 10.
Yeah, he gets paid, plays his songs, in bed by 10. Have a nice day. Which kind of makes you think, would you rather be a consistent opening act or have the pressures of being the headliner? Because if you think about it, you can't fill wherever you're supposed to play. Tour's canceled.
Let's look at that. That's a great point. Let's look at that. If we're talking about a conscious effort by a band. Okay. We're talking about a conscious effort by a band to say, you know what? We don't care to be the headliner. We're going to make a career out of this. We're going to make good money doing this out of being an opener for all these other bands. Anybody and anybody throw us on any bill, metal band, country act, it don't matter. Put us in front of the bill, blah, blah, blah. And not a problem. I did see them though. I mean, I've seen them in auditoriums. I saw them at the Trop. It was their show. They did a full show. It was a full hour and 45 minute set. So I did see them as a headliner, but like I said, 7,000,
right.
7,000 seat auditorium, which they sell out in 2 seconds. And probably even more now because they're a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band, which does add to the ticket draw. We have found.
Oh yeah.
So,
but not only are they the opening band, but they're not. And again, if I offend a band, I'm sorry, but you got to call it like you see it. They're still putting out new music, so they're not showing up playing the greatest hits. Okay, everybody, let's go. Hello there, Surrender. I want you to want me. All their hits. Good night. Thank you. Great show. Great crowd. Have a nice day. No, they're going to go out. Yeah, they'll do the ones that kind of people want to hear, but they're like, oh, wait a minute. Let's introduce them to some new music. That isn't bad. Let's play this song. Let's play that. They changed their setup.
Yeah.
Like Poison can tour for the rest of their lives on the same 12 songs and call it a night. Show up, hit your same 12, call it a night. Whereas, again, Cheap Trick, yeah, we'll show up, we'll play, not a problem. Who you want us to open for? No problem. Taylor Swift wants us, yeah, we'll be there. Not a problem. They show up, they put on a good show, they put on a solid show. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, good night. 10 o'clock rolls around. All right, time to go to bed. We're home. I would much rather.
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more sense because if you're headlining and you're not bringing in the people, there goes the tour.
So we go through these albums and we come upon the year 1997. We struggle to go through a couple different rough records. Woke Up With a Monster. I have no idea what that was about. Busted was Bust. And we come up on a record that most people don't know about, but to me, it's going to go in the top. I'm going to say the top 5 or 6 of Cheap Trick's best records. That means I'm going to put the first 4.
Is it Robin's solo album?
No, we'll talk about Robin's solo album in a sec. But I will put this. Now we go over the track listing of this one. 1997, self-titled, self-released, I do believe. I can't remember the label. I have the CD somewhere. I can't remember the label.
Red Ant
Records, which I don't know if they're around anymore. But as Joe holds up, let's go over the track listing. Anytime, Hard to Tell, Carnival Game, Shelter, You'll Let a Lot of People Down, Baby No More, Yeah, Say Goodbye, All Wrong All Along, 8 Miles Low. Every track. Now, here's the thing. We always talk about some of these records having couple 4 bangers. The rest of them,
skip,
fillers, skip, pip, not the first 4. And that's why I say this is number 5, because there is not a throwaway track on this record. And if you're a Cheap Trick fan, if you don't have this, if you say you're a fan and don't have the 97 self-titled record, there's something wrong. Because they worked This is an album that you could tell they really worked on this record. And it has that, I'll tell you one thing. I would love to find this record in vinyl.
Again, you're whispering.
Oh, I'd love to find this record in vinyl because I don't want her to hear me.
Right, she won't hear you.
She's not going to hear me. She's just listening to the broadcast.
Is it available on vinyl?
I don't know. Can we check that right there?
Because I remember when the album, this one came out.
eBay.
The
eBay is the devil.
The one with them on the beach. Yeah. Is it titled this one? Not only did they release it, I think they released it on 8-track on their webpage. You can purchase the album on 8-track, which I found part of me wanted to buy it. But one of the worst inventions was 8-track. Might be on vinyl. Everything's pretty much coming back out on vinyl.
I don't know, dude. Oh, someone's got the Epic Archive, Volume 3 from 84 to 92. I tell you, I don't see it. I don't.
Because I also remember this CD came with like a bonus single disc or something. I didn't get that one with this.
No, I don't see it. That sucks.
Bought this CD at Vintage Vinyl.
Vintage Vinyl. I don't remember where I bought my copy, but I bought it the day I saw it.
Oh, wait a minute. I stand corrected. Because I'm friggin' weird. I bought this at Compact Disc World. $429.97.
For what?
It was April 29th, 1997 where I bought it.
How much?
At CD World for $11.99.
$11.99. Now, I see copies of everything, all these different Yeah, I see the classics and everything like that. But as far as the 97, I don't think it exists in vinyl, bro. Time to call up the plant in Norway, where a lot of the record plants are that Lars owns, and say, dude, here's the tracks. Make me a copy on vinyl so I can hear. Oh man. So the 97 record. So it was between this time, because I wanted to share this one. This is a pretty cool story. Being somebody that is now, I'm up to 18 shows. 18, whether they're opening or Great Adventure or theaters or what have you. 18 times I've seen Cheap Trick. People say you're nuts. I might be. But our good friend Bobby, who has given us a couple of awesome moments, so we always thank him. He said, "You busy?" He knows how Cheap Trick was my favorite band of all time. And he goes, "You busy?" I said, "No, not really." He goes, "You want to go to New York?" And I'm like, "I really don't want to go to New York." He goes, I got cheap tickets to see Cheap Trick. And I'm like, it was like a moment's notice. I didn't want to go. I was like, He goes, "It's a benefit concert." I'm like, So he goes, "All right." I go, "Yeah." So I go, "Yeah." I drive up. We go. We head into the city to. Ironically, the place was an off-Broadway theater that I years earlier, like in 19, I believe, I'm gonna say 87. Saw an off-Broadway play called The Song of Singapore, which was actually pretty friggin' amazing. It was funny as hell too. One day I'll tell a story about that one, but it's called The Song of Singapore. The songs are great, blues, everything like that. And it was the same theater. So I walked in like, holy crap, because it was still decorated with, the dragons and everything like that, like stuff like Singapore. I'm like, this place must have closed down. Well, they must have rented the place out, because it was in a really good location. And this was during the siege and the war in the Baltics, Bosnia.
Mm-hmm.
And this was for children who had been orphaned. And it was called Lilies in the Field, a benefit concert for the orphans in Bosnia and Hercegovina.
Okay.
Herskovnia.
I'm not the wordsmith,
Herskovnia.
so
Yeah. So it was put together. The play, I think the thing, I think it raised like $2 million, which is pretty impressive. So we get there, we're hanging out, and a lot of these people just came. Now, who should be there? But Justin Hayward from the Moody Blues, Roy Wood from ELO, the early version, Phoebe Snow, Steve Howe from Yes, Gary Brooker, Ian McDonald, and Annie Haslam from Renaissance.
oh, Renaissance.
And, yep, and Cheap Trick, the whole band. So they were the band playing. Everyone else was kind of doing acoustic stuff, and Cheap Trick was the band. And they did a whole bunch of stuff. It was the first time that Cheap Trick actually did the Roy Wood song Blackberry Way, which shows up in the We're All Right album. The first time that was ever attempted live, and I think the ever time it was ever played was at this benefit. So there you go, a little nugget right there. I was fortunate to go up into the green room after the show.
Bobby knew everybody.
Bobby knew everybody. Well, he still knows everybody. Dude hangs out with Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
He's his friend.
Yeah.
You know, he's an exec. My friend Bobby, he's a executive of editing at HBO. And he's very good friends with, he works a lot with the New York film scene. He went to New York Film School. So we're sitting there, and literally shoulder to shoulder on my left is Justin Hayward, and on my right is Steve Howe, literally 6 inches from me. I'm standing in the middle of both of them. And the only thing I could think at that moment was, I really don't deserve to be here. I was feeling very awkward. But what do you say? I mean, what do you have, a Chris Farley moment? Hey, love, yes.
Yeah.
Mood for a day. Fucking awesome. You know, I'm sorry, I can't say fuck in front of the KIDS. I'm sorry.
Yes, but
you know, and Justin Hayward, you're sitting there going, you know, like, yeah, how you doing? But there was Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick wasn't in the room. They were downstairs packing up their gear. So I walked out of the green room very quickly, and started talking to all the guys around. They were talking to other people, but it's just because the place was emptying out. We could stay. We could stay. We had special passes. And we were just hanging out. So there I am in the conversation with pretty much my rock band idols for a good 10, 15 minutes. I'm sitting there having a normal conversation with them, going, you know, why are you doing that? Who you doing? Where are you going? Blah, 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 blah. You know, what place, you know, talking about the tour. They're going back. We're heading to Cleveland of all places next, for the next night. And so, I addressed them as Mr. Xander and Mr. Nielsen, because I'm not a one-on-one name basis, and they all gave me permission to call them by their first name, which was kind of cool. Shook all their hands, and Robin took a moment and signed the actual program.
That's cool.
So that's a little something that, you know, kind of like you can, here's the horrible thing about it. There's the cover, by the way, of the program. Describes what happened. It's a great event, but here's the thing. It was all a sham. You believe that? The people who ran it took the 2 million and ran.
Hey,
they got indicted and arrested later, so it all worked out. But yeah, there goes my that is my Cheap Trick moment, which is
regardless, it's a great story. So
it's cool, because when you're going to see them on that kind of personal basis, where, you know, you're not you know, you're a fan, but you're not a fan like after a show going, oh guys, what's going on? You know, you're just there, you're hanging out, you're chilling. It was a real chill atmosphere. Everyone was having beers. So that was a cool thing. We're all
sitting. And you didn't ask them if they were going to make another Doctor.
No,
opportunity lost.
No. I did get to say that I did love that record. I did get to say, like, I'm like one of the, I didn't say if I remember, I says I was one of the few people that liked the Doctor, which you really don't say to your favorite band, but you got to be honest, painfully. But I just told him, I said, I said, I actually love the Doctor. And I don't know if someone mumbled under his breath of like, you're the only one or some shit like that. But I just
Probably.
told him, I said, I got everything. And I just said, I own everything. I'm up, at that point, I was at, I believe 12 shows at that point. I've seen them a ton after that, but that's where that lies. That's kind of where that. So now we get to when was the last time you saw them?
Me at the Birch Hill for
Really?
the like I said,
Back in the 80s. So none of that stretch in the 90s, all the opening stuff.
no, I
No?
wasn't really a concert goer. I was just like, you're looking at somebody who had a Queen ticket in his hand and said, "No, I'll catch the next door." Not exactly the sharpest tack in the
When it comes to the shows.
yeah,
Well,
when it
you're a
comes to show,
sharp,
I'm just like,
I don't know, you're a sharp tack, man, but I get
you know,
it.
I just
You're
like when
apprehensive.
they
That's a lot of money to shell out to. Come on, let's face it. When you're going to concerts, it's a big nut. It is.
yeah,
I would. I got the rule. Like people said, it was like we could have seen the Stones. Good. I have a rule. I don't spend over 150 bucks for anybody.
yeah,
Anybody. Now you want to raise up Freddie again? He's back normal, and Queen goes on tour. Yeah, have my house. I'm there.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Elvis is up. Hey, King, I'm there. You know. But no, that's why I was like, I couldn't wait because I wanted to go see Jeff Lynne ELO's last tour. I wanted to go see Peter Gabriel's last tour, which I saw the videos of were freaking amazing. The guy, Gabriel, we have to talk Gabriel one day.
He knows how to put on a very, very nice show.
The best shows, like the best shows. And it was one of those things where it's just like, I can't, I'm not going to spend that much money. $365 to go see you. No, I
Yeah,
don't care who you are.
yeah.
I can't understand these people. And you guys out there, for those of you who don't spend, you know, who don't like spending too, I'm going to applaud you because I think you're smart. I do. Ain't nobody worth that. Nobody is worth that. I don't care. I mean, what we were the umpteenth Kiss farewell tour. Last show in Jersey with the original four that I saw. That was the original. Was in 2000, July of 2000. I saw that show, and it still only cost me $65 on the floor. What's wrong with you people? Why are you paying $400 because someone said this is what it costs?
Well, that I was
Don't
this,
go. Put the
this
record
past
on.
year when Journey was touring, and their openers were Heart, Cheap Trick, and Def Leppard.
Yeah.
So like, you want to go see Journey? I'm like, who's opening? Who's opening? And they said Def Leppard. I'm like, I caught them already. I'm good. I'm all right. And then I was trying to talk myself into going to see Journey. And I'm just like, yeah.
But I will say this. I saw a couple of, we'll talk Def Leppard for a minute. I saw a couple of the videos for this tour for Def Leppard before they came to the link. No, they came to the bank. Whatever bank, ballpark.
PNC Art Bank. That bank?
No, the baseball field, the
Oh,
Phillies field.
oh yeah,
Whatever.
okay. Sports, don't know. Sorry.
Citibank ballpark. I have no
Something like that. It's a
The only
ballpark.
ballpark to me is PNC Park in Pittsburgh. And I saw some of the tour before on YouTube, and I was like, oh my God. They're playing deep cuts from Pyromania and sounding tremendously good. I wanted to go.
Yeah, no, I
did. I told Chris, I said, it's like, hey, dude, let's just go buy a ticket. Let's just go. And they were cheap. Again, I was like, yeah, no, man, I ain't. It's drive out to Philly and then drive home late at night and go back to work, man. I am too damn old.
Yeah, well, I saw Def Leppard when they toured with Poison and Motley Crue and Joan Jett.
Yeah, the stadium tour.
Right.
The infamous 4 years to do it stadium tour.
And yeah, Def Leppard, no, they put on a great show. Like all the other acts, again, let's play our hits and call it a day. Even Motley Crue. But Def Leppard, they put on a show. They're like, okay, we're going to play this, we're going to play that. And they started pulling out some older stuff. They played new stuff. And it was like, thank you. It was, no, they did put on a good show. But I'm like, all right, already saw Def Leppard. If it was tickets to see Journey and Cheap Trick, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. I'll go. I'll eat ramen for a month. I don't care. I'll be fine.
Def Leppard 83 opening up for Billy Squire. That's when I first saw them. That was the first Big Bang tour that they really came across on, and then hooked up with everybody else. But I saw them locally open up for and they attacked it like they wanted it. Now that was a cool thing about it. They glad to see that none of that's changed. But let's get back to the boys from Rockville.
Your autograph story is much better than mine. Because that's why I held on to
where'd you get
Busted. My Busted's autographed.
Yeah, I know. Where'd you get that autographed?
I know a guy. Who runs in the circles, and I started dating Mara. Her cousin Clem came to town, and I was like, oh, and they're like, yeah, he hangs out in the same circles, and he knew Buddy and all that. So I found this one, and I was like, ooh. So I said, here, can you get this signed for me? And like, yeah, sure. Came back, I don't know how much later, got all signed. I'm like, have a nice day. Didn't get to meet them, but I got autographs.
That's still cool though.
On an album that nobody bought.
Well, it's pretty cool that you're married to the cousin of Clem Burke, the drummer from Blondie.
Yeah.
That doesn't suck.
No.
Especially if you get to meet people like Joey Ramone.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of people that can have that honor. And believe me, we look upon it now and we go,
yeah, I got a picture somewhere, me and Joey.
Yeah.
But more importantly,
that is an honor. Which is a really cool thing.
More importantly, because of that, that's who I got to meet. I got to meet Jane.
Yeah. Jane Wheatland. We will get into that.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
No, I've embarrassed enough people.
The only artist that you actually freaked out.
Yeah.
Everyone else you were cool with.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, how you doing?
Like,
yeah, Jane. I
panted.
Yeah, I turned into a 12-year-old girl meeting Taylor Swift.
Must have been shaking.
Yeah, did my wife proud? Yes. It was, not good.
Not good. All right. No. I want that story. We want that story. We definitely want that story.
It was, that's a story for another time.
But let's get into it because we're gonna get into sports fall before we get out of here. So let's get into it now. And We're All Right comes out. Supposedly they're putting it out. They put out another one, or they're going to put out another one, or what have you. Those are the talks. But now on tour, obviously with Dak playing drums, and he's been doing a pretty good job. Kind of your basic drummer, not as kind of he has chops. He's a good drummer. He knows the stuff, and he knows it like the back of his hand, and he plays it. It still doesn't have those surprises that Bunny throws in, so he's not as random as Bunny was. But he plays it solid. He's a solid kick. Back and laying it.
I always like Bunny.
So I don't have any problem with Dak. I love Bunny more, but obviously as a drummer, but Dak is hold it down, man.
And Bunny had that side project with Hanson.
Yeah.
The album Tinted Windows with the eldest Hanson son, the singer, the lad who's sung.
Yes, and James.
Not a bad album.
Yeah, but no, James Eo on guitar from Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay. And not a bad record. It was like, okay, because really not too many people, they're like, wait a minute, this is the Bop Kid. Not that that's not a great song that should be played at every barbecue, but it was good to hear him sing something else. And the fact that it's like, oh, cool, Bunny's there. All right, let's give it a go. Not a bad record.
Yeah,
I
a
listen
good
to that one more than Robbins.
absolutely. Uh, let's get into this right now. And then we'll come back and we'll put a bow on it. We'll talk about where they are right now. Let's go. You guys know we love it. We love it. We're gonna play it. It's sports ball.
Game where winners become losers and losers never win. This is Sports Ball.
Okay, here we are playing sports ball for CJ. I don't know which one. There's a slash in between. I would have called CJ. Always the one for putting a lot of risque stuff and some fun stuff and keeping the conversation going in the chat room. Thank you guys. And you know what? I want to give you guys all a shout out. I want to say Noel/CJ. What is that? Because I know that you're part of the Miss Effects gang, so I never got that. You know what the difference is. What is it? Noel/CJ? Somebody else? I don't know what that is. But all you guys, Chris and Lindsay and Sean and CJ, Noel/CJ, for supporting Miss Effects and the Bad Hair Days. She works very hard. She does a great job. You guys love her. You guys support her. And you know what? That means everything to me. That you guys give her that love and keep on supporting her and sharing that and helping her grow. We're just having a bunch of fun here. And me and Joe talking about this. Noel is to handle CJ real name initials. Okay, got it. Cool. Thank you, bro. And so thank you for supporting her very much.
Yes, thank you.
Keep that love going and spread, because she does a great job with her shows. She works hard on them, and she has a lot of fun too. It's a cool thing hanging out with you guys. Did I get to meet? Did you get?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't know if I got to meet King. I don't know. I don't think I have. So, King. All right. So here we go. We're going to play. This is sports ball, and I am going to now, considering that we have 2 days before. Can you believe it? The games are now over, but we have the Olympic Games. Let me just see if we got something here. I thought in production. No, Let me see.
Yeah, a couple of people from the motherland won some medals swimming.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. In favor, in celebration of which we're actually kicking ass this year. I think we got the most golds and most medals overall this year. So pretty cool that we're kicking ass. So I will throw this question at you. There are 3 levels of medals given out at the Olympic Games. Question 1. Please tell me all 3 of
the 3 medals.
Yep.
That would be the gold, the silver, and the bronze.
It's an easy one. Okay, I'll give you another one. This was, what is the name of the competition? Okay, that a group of men, I believe there's a women's one now, but a group of men compete in a bunch of different track and field, okay, events, and the best times and the most points wins this overall competition. Bruce Jenner won it in 1976 for the U.S.
Decathlon.
Is it decathlon? It's the Decathlon.
A very popular Atari 2600 cartridge.
Wow. I have to say, I thought I was going to throw you an early curveball there, and that was very, very cool. Where was the first Olympic Games held? It's where the games were created.
Greece?
Is it Greece? It's Greece.
I had to think there for a minute.
Because you worked so hard at 2 and 3, I'm going to give you a layup here. Just decide to just lay this ball up or slam it right in. Where are the current games being held now?
Down in France.
We'll give them France, Paris. Okay. This one's going to be tough. Ready for this one? This is going to be tough. In this Olympic Games 2024, is breakdancing an official sport?
Ooh. In 2024?
Yes.
I don't watch the game, so I don't even know. No.
Oh no! Oh. Yes.
They finally made it an Olympic sport.
It's this year breakdancing became an official sport. But I'll tell you what, I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I like to try to be a nice guy. I'm going to forego that. It was a tough question. It was a screwball. Yes, I threw it on the outside corner. I nicked the edge. I got a call. I got a favorable call from the umpire. So I'm going to send him a mug anyway, because you know what?
Yeah.
That's what we do. But don't get used to this. If you guys think that this is going to be an everyday occurrence, it's not. I'm feeling nice today.
Because we're talking Cheap Trick.
Because we're talking Cheap Trick. We're in a very, very good mood. I might not do this again. If he bails out, now he got to the 5th question. He got 2 of them right. That's why I was being benevolent, because he got 2 hard questions right. He gave him a layup on the 4th, but the 5th one was kind of hard. And so call it done. All right. All good. So congratulations, bro. We're going to send you that mug so all you guys can all cheer together. Hopefully, I don't know how close you guys are. You can all drink some fine ale, whiskey, pour it right in there. Little hot toddy in the winter, a little whiskey, some Irish coffee. You know, I'm going to go. I'm actually going to go and what do you call it? Although we'll talk about this in a second. But first we'll wrap up CT. Saw the videos from this tour. They're opening again for a bunch of for that tour on some shows for Journey and Def Leppard.
Yeah.
And Robin's voice is gone. It started to go last year on the other tour. They opened again for somebody last year. It started to go last year. It's now, I can't hit his kid, his son, who sounds just like him, is now playing guitar in the band stage left and singing and shadowing his voice, hitting all the high notes because Robin can't do it anymore. When you got your kids in the band singing, playing your parts that you can't play anymore, guys, love you. Thank you so much. You gave us so much good music. unless you got some major bills that you got to take care of, we believe that you guys are okay with the money. It's time to go. And maybe give it to your kids. Who knows? We wouldn't be remiss though, because I want to put this out there.
But yeah, I mean, is he clearly on stage, or is he just sort of like tucked away?
No, he's not tucked away. He's right there. He's like
Okay.
he's member number 5. Yeah, he's officially, and dresses just like Dad with the white brim hat, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's come on now. It's
Yeah. I mean, it's not tracks.
no.
Good. I mean, look, for years they had a girl that shadowed Mick Jagger for like the past 25, 30 years. They had a girl that shadowed Mick Jagger's voice on stage. She was behind the stage, but yeah, she sang everything along with him.
It,
So,
yeah, come on now. I mean, Surrender's a huge song, and I'm sure anybody who wants to use it in the movie, I'm sure I'm sure it's not a cheap song to use if you think about it. And it come on now. It's don't pull a Paul. Don't overstay your welcome. Just accept it and bow out gracefully. Don't keep doing this. Steven Tyler. He just said, you know what? Can't do it. Sorry. We're done.
exactly. It's not, and this is what I mean. How many, the question would be, how many yachts do you need to water ski behind? How much is enough? I mean, is it pride? Are you afraid you'll be bored off your ass? Yeah, you could go to Rick's studio, record music, put out music or whatever. You guys seem to get off on doing that. Go do that. But if you can't do it, and if it's killing your body, believe me, there's one thing I know. There's one thing I do know from somebody who's done it and somebody who's been on stage, recently been on stage, or at least playing in front of people. There is still nothing that compares. You cannot match it. The charge of it's kind of feeling the pulse and heart and soul of 4 other people along with you while you're achieving one goal, and that's nailing a song down with all these different intricacies that got to happen for you for the songs to sound good. And when it comes together, there's nothing like it. There's no earthbound feeling like it. And when you do it and you do it right, like I said, and I'll say it again, there's no match to it. So when you have to walk away from that, and you're forced to walk away from that, it's one of the most difficult things to go through. And it takes a piece of your soul and it takes a piece of your heart with you. So I understand from a musician's standpoint what they go through. And they've been doing it on a much larger scale than I have, and a much longer time than I have. Almost, well, that's actually getting debatable. But I understand what it's like, that you cannot let go of something, that you have to get out there and you have to play, because that's who you are and what you do. But there's a point, and I came to that point where my body would not let me do it anymore. And it hurts. And I've got a bass sitting right behind me, and I sing and play all the time because damn it, I want to do it. But I can understand if that's the reason why they keep doing it, fine. If it's for the dollar, then stop. Get off the stage. You're not helping your legacy at this point in time. And you are. And I love you guys, Cheap Trick. I'm going to tag the hell out of you guys in this. Love everything about you. Supported you through all the years, thick and thin. So did Joe. But there's a time when you just say, hey, you know what? Maybe I want to go fishing, and maybe I want to do other things in my life. And maybe this is the time. Maybe this is what you're being called to do. So think about it. I want to give a big shout out. Me and Joe want to give a big shout out to Tom Peterson, because Tom became very, very vocal. For those of you who don't know, And we have, I think we've talked about it. We're going to talk about this, I believe, probably when we get to that March, when we get to March and April next year.
Yes, yes.
Because what we have to say will have the most impact. But we are both fathers of children on the spectrum and raised kids on the spectrum that both are doing very, very well. I want to add that. But Tom Peterson also has a child who's on the spectrum, and he has done tremendous work and opened up a whole tutoring system that has to teach, that can teach autistic kids through music and to reach them and to open up new doorways for them.
Wonderful program.
It's a wonderful program. He doesn't get enough credit for what he is doing, and I'm glad he took his Hall of Fame speech
Yes.
to bulk up and talk about that. And that shows me exactly what kind of person Tom Peterson is. Had a health scare a couple years ago with his ticker. Hopefully he's okay and taking good care of himself, and so he can take care of his kid, because that's the most important thing. But I think that it made me love this band. I mean, I love this band. It made me love the band, 10 times.
Yeah.
More.
When I heard that speech, it was, a little part of me just went, yeah.
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 Yeah. That's why you do it. Bud, good show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about Robin's solo album.
We
His first one. He has two of them.
Yes. Yes.
I dusted this puppy off. Yeah. That's
yeah.
that.
Love it. It was the only time actually, except for Silver, where he did Time Will Let You Know. Was Time Will Let You Love?
Time Will Let You Know. Yes.
Yeah, Time Will Let You Know. That's it's phenomenal. I don't know who the chick he's singing to or whatever. I think it might be somebody from the crowd. But the Silver is a really cool live. The 25th anniversary live show from their hometown is a really cool record. Also, Music for Hangovers. If you want to hear a great set that happened at the Metro in Chicago over 3 nights, that's a really cool live set. If you want to listen to that, I've got that. But there's a whole host of different live stuff, and go and check that out. So,
but most importantly, go out and hunt and find the doctor, because everybody needs the doctor.
Everybody needs the doctor. And Chris, that's great. Chris, my wife works with the most beautiful autistic kids. Music is the key. Absolutely. So just so you guys know, and we'll extend this, Miss Effects, obviously being my missus, and both of us had been part of a group called Faces for Autism, and it educated us to the point where me and her actually went and spoke at community events, churches in our locality, to educate people about children with autism, after we've had a few harrowing instances of our daughter when she was young and going through meltdowns in the middle of a supermarket, so to speak. So we decided to take it upon ourselves and then go and talk to all the different people out there and make it known what this is and how you should be expected to handle it as an adult if you see a child that's having a meltdown, and not look at it as a tantrum and be absolutely short-sighted. So I want to thank you guys, Chris and Lindsay, for doing that work, and make sure that you please spread the word, because if we have this voice, we're going to bring you guys on too. Anybody who has done the work. So when we do we usually at this station, 99 WNR, we usually do for many years, matter of fact, for 11 years of the existence of 99 WNR, we have done We're now at 14, actually. Wow. So I could say 12 of them. We've done fundraisers. We've done radiothons. So we're going to do the same thing. We haven't gone into deep conversation about it, but I think it's a given that I think me and Joe separately from 99 WNRR obviously will broadcast it over 99 WNRR, but I could easily see us doing and taking a Saturday out and, do a radiothon like we've always done for this organization and for other organizations, and get
Definitely.
you guys and definitely get you guys involved. It's been very successful. We've done thousands of dollars towards Faces that has gone into putting together what do you call it, proms for them and different trips and experiences. We've also been able to get professionals in the industry in to talk to the families, have them fill out forms to get state aid and to get their child in the system and educated as well. So be on the lookout for that, and we would love your support in doing that. So with that being said, sir, shall we do it?
Yeah, unless you want to go track for track on the doctor, I think we're good. I think we covered and found all the parts.
Yeah, I think we did it without getting too verbose and without overstating what our points were. So it's clear, concise. How can you take a 45 to 50 year career and put it together in 1 hour and 46? We knew this was going to be a 2-hour show. We knew this was going to be a 2-hour show.
Yeah, we can extend it 5 more minutes. Today's the 41st anniversary of Heavy Metal the movie, which Cheap Trick was on the soundtrack for.
41st.
So cartoons with boobies.
Reach out and take it. They're doing that on this tour. They were doing it on the opening slot.
Yeah,
I've seen them do it live. I love when they do it. I couldn't believe it. I freaked out when they did it.
Yeah,
I saw him do up the creek. I saw him do up the creek.
Yeah. Again, they don't show up to just play their hits and go, okay, thank you, good night. They show up again. They show up, they give you a show, and they're like, okay, thank you, this was great, good night. So yeah, not every album is great. Not everything is great, but they are consistent, and that speaks volumes. That they're still going, they're still chugging along.
Mm-hmm.
They're still doing it. They're doing it well, and they're doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Father Time's going to take its toll and start tapping you on the shoulder going, okay, it's time. But, until then, you cannot but begrudge them, because not too many bands are still putting out music. Not too many bands are still around. They may be around, but they're not putting out new music. They'll put out a covers album. They'll put out yet another best of. They'll put out something, but it's not good music. It's not new music, I should say.
Yeah.
So you really cannot go wrong with Cheap Trick.
No, you can't. As far as, like I said, as far as one of the real rock and roll, bands that are out there, I wish you guys could have seen them in their prime. Wish you could have seen them even just a few years ago before, age, Father Time. He hasn't been defeated yet, as they say. But go to YouTube, which the only thing that I like YouTube for is obviously being able to do stuff like this, and to go check out some classic footage of never off, always on, always energetic, no matter what song it is. And there's a ton of them. Go ahead, Joe.
They were also on, Daryl Hall had that show on Access Channel or something.
Yeah, Daryl's
invites
house.
people over and they jam.
Yeah, Daryl's
People
house.
at Cheap Trick, and check that episode out.
Yeah,
it was a great episode.
It was pretty good until Daryl started really effing up the songs. I was just like, I wanted Daryl to just play guitar and say, Daryl, shut up.
Well, it's
singing triple harmony through the verses on Surrender. Shut up.
It's kind of his show.
God, is it about you or is it about the band? Shut up.
And then Rick Nielsen appeared on, what is it? These shows where people, treasure hunters or pickers, where they show up to some hoarder's house
Yeah.
and buy all this stuff. They ran into Rick, and Rick pulled out a rare guitar.
Oh yeah. There's Gibson does a series of called The Collector, The Collection.
He pulled out something, and they were lowballing him, where he was just like, yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
no.
come on.
Watch, and because I just did this actually 2 weeks ago. Go to Gibson The Collection and watch the Rick Nielsen episode. You're not going to believe what he has
Oh yeah.
in his house as far as a room and a garage and a whole section of the house dedicated to guitars. And wait till you see the absolute gold he pulls out of those guitar cases.
Well, that was his thing. He'd show up with a guitar. I mean, he'd always have a different guitar.
He's got so much coin, rarities. I mean, you're talking 6 figures on some guitars.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to see that. That's a couple cool things. Let me see. Anything else? Yes. If you want to know what John Brandt did after this, go check out All Is Forgiven on YouTube. Siren, then Red Siren.
Yeah. Siren. This one's Siren.
Hey, CJ, thanks for the shake up in the chat room. That woke me up. Thank you very much. We will definitely get into I obviously we'll definitely get into a Kiss conversation, because there's a lot of bitterness, but there's a lot of celebration in that. So we would have to go over records, because ironically, the first interview I ever did, of course, I don't have the file anymore because that was on an old computer, like 5 computers ago but I interviewed Eddie Kramer. That was my first one. I shot him an email. He said, sure, I'll talk with you. So I talked with him about him working with the band. He obviously was the one who actually worked with Zeppelin too. So he was the producer for Zeppelin. So, and Kiss. So it was an amazing conversation. My very, very first rock and roll interview had just happened to be Eddie friggin' Kramer. Good thing I read my liner notes, because I knew exactly what he did and who he was. So that was awesome. But I'm sure a Kiss conversation will be on. If you like stuff like this and us talking about bands, like if you want to go us down, we'll talk about Peter Gabriel, we'll talk about Genesis, we'll talk about Kiss. We could do that one. What other ones could we do that we
Kiss would be like a 2-parter. We'd have to break that into sections.
Yeah, we'd have to break that down. That would have to be 70s to 80.
Yeah.
And then post makeup back to reunion.
Well, break it down like three albums at a time.
Yeah, we'd have to do that.
No, and then
I guess we can have
the live albums.
The quote unquote live albums.
Talk about Queen.
Yeah, we could talk about Queen. That's pretty much on our radar as far as the bigger bands. You know what I was listening to the other day? I decided to put on jazz.
That was my introduction to Queen, was jazz.
Jazz. Okay.
The opening track, Mustafa.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something. The secret weapon in that band, Deaky.
Oh yeah.
Deaky. His bass lines are some of the. If you want to give somebody an introductory course of what a bass is supposed to do in a song and how to play the freaking bass, go listen to John Deacon on jazz. That's all I got to tell you. Go listen to, not Thunder. Go listen to what a bass is supposed to be used for on a song. Go listen to John Deacon. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Another quiet guy.
What a friggin' bass player. And very sad. So we could talk about his departure and what he told Brian too at the end of the Freddie
Concert for Life.
He says, I can't do this anymore. Just flat out. and fucking left.
Yeah.
Just friggin' left. But you know what? That might be on the tool. We might say maybe Queen might be the next one. So maybe we'll talk about that. We'll get into that. So
I might have a couple Queen albums floating around.
Yeah, I think I might have a couple of them too.
Yeah, maybe. I'll see if I can look up something.
Well, I think you have a Kind of Magic, right? No, we do.
I got them. They're split up. I got vinyl and I got disc.
Yeah.
So
is the vinyl? You got Hot Space on vinyl.
I got them on both. Liked it nice. Liked it so much I bought it twice.
Again, that's his doctor.
That's Queen's doctor. Is Hot Space.
Doctor.
That's another yeah, again, that'll be the next you want to bring that one? Yeah, that's a whole other discussion right there.
That's a whole.
We just found a rabbit hole. Let's back up, tag it for another time.
Absolutely. All right, bub. Good show.
All right, good show.
Guys, we'll talk to you later. Take care. God bless you all. Peace. Stay safe out there. It's 1050 on 99 WNRR. This is the WTF. What's the format with Joe and Mike? We are out. Take care. Peace. See you later.
Good night, all.